are now listening to the Life of Produk Podcast.
Yeah, what up, man? It's your boy Product. You're now locked into the Life of Product Podcast. This is episode 89. Listen, man, did y'all miss me? I shouldn't even ask that question because I'm pretty sure y'all did. It's been a minute because I would miss me too because I'm that guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm him. You know what? I'm usually humble when it comes to a lot of this stuff. But sometimes I got to get in my bag. And I took like a little short hiatus because life was life. And, adulthood is a thing out here. We are allowed to take time to ourselves and attend to, those that are most important, things that are most important. And during that time, during that small duration of me taking a break, which has been, I'd say maybe about a month and a half, like right under 2 months, so many of y'all was hitting me up. And I appreciate y'all. My emails was buzzing, my DMs was buzzing, the text messages, the calls was coming in. Yo, shouts out to my nephew, Sheem. He's down at ATL doing this thing right now. He's working with a lot of artists out there. He just hit me up yesterday, and yo, his uncle was good with the podcast. I was like, I'm in there tomorrow. I'm getting that work. I'm actually going to be in the ATL area soon. So if you're in the ATL area and you want to interview, hit me up. Let's get this work going on, man. So shouts out to Anchor FM, which is now podcasters. It's called Spotify for podcasters. They got a Spotify deal. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm not up there yet, but I am, I guess, a part of that or whatever because I'm under that. So shouts out to them, man. I love y'all. Y'all been doing right by the kid and everything like that. Gia, today's episode 89. Episode 89 is titled Level of Understanding. Wow, we right under 90 episodes. We passed the AARP stage. We got that. You better have insurance age. Episode 89 is titled Level of Understanding. Let me tell you something, man. Your level of understanding is either going to be high or it's going to be low. The mid, that gray area, it is a gray area, but a lot of people don't really walk that. As you either have a high level of understanding in life or you have a low level of understanding in life. People that have a low level of understanding, it's bad because they tend to draw out their timeline and their goal line. They push their goal line back a lot further than what they should. And the problem is they don't see things for what they are. By them not seeing things for what they are, they're pushing their goal line back and they're bringing more problems on their life. And I'm not saying here pointing the finger at you. I'm not doing that, but I've been a victim of that. This is why I can speak on that. People who have a low level of understanding, they're angry all the time. Sometimes their health is bad because the way your stress levels and the way your physical levels in life equate is crazy. Sometimes we can't always explain that scientifically, but it coincides with each other. And a lot of y'all, as a black man, I'm saying this because I've seen so many people from our community go years stressed out. They go so many years for eating bad. You know what I mean? I was just talking to my son about this the other day in the black community. We were mistaught so many things. Mistaught, and I'm not trying to use my community to butter my jokes. I'm not trying to use my community to bang, bang, bang. I'm not doing that, but I'm just keeping it real. This is something that a lot of our generation we're starting to speak on more, which I'm happy about, and I appreciate that. But the problem is we were raised on really, really bad stuff, man. We were vibrating very low. Our vibrations were so low. And I mean, it was a great childhood in a sense with the Kool-Aids and the soul food. I love soul food, but as I'm getting older, I try to either moderately eat it or I try to shy away from it. It's very hard to not get out here and eat mac and cheese every day. You know what I'm saying? I would not look how I look if I was eating mac and cheese every day. Mind you, I had a small portion of mac and cheese the other day. You know what I mean? I have not drank Kool-Aid in a very long time. Grape Kool-Aid was my thing, brother. Red was cool. Cherry red was cool, which we don't even call it cherry, call it red. Strawberry is better. That's an argument you don't want. You don't want that argument. But these are things that, I've had to shy away from. I don't know if, anybody from my generation, y'all remember the movie House Party, right? And in the movie House Party, there's a scene. Tisha Campbell go pick a homegirl up. She go meet a homegirl up in the homegirl in the projects, right? So she go to the projects, she in the PJs, and everybody's sitting around chilling. And the kid, I think the kid name was Pee Wee, and Pee Wee is in the kitchen and he's making Kool-Aid. And boy, he had a big pitcher and he was pouring half the bag of sugar into it. These are the things that we've done. I've done that. The sweeter the better. Like, nah, man, nah. It's diabetes is a real thing. Pre-diabetes can be almost as bad as diabetes. You know what I mean? My doctor years ago told me I was pre-diabetic. And I'm not gonna lie to you. Once my doctor had told me I was pre-diabetic a few years ago, I didn't take it as serious at first. I think I took it serious for a month. Then I slipped off the wagon again. Then I went back and he was like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, my bad, dog. Chill out. You know what I'm saying? And I pretty much took it serious like after that. And I got on my life grind is what I did. I got on my life grind. I actually buy a sugar-free ginger ale. It's a zero sugar ginger ale, which is actually pretty good. It's like only $1.98. It's one of my guilty pleasures. Anytime I drink coffee, I do not put sugar. I do not use sugar or sweet flavoring. I don't do that. I don't do flavored juices. Do a lot of water, a lot of lemon water. I try to stay away from certain snacks that have sugar in it. I try to do a lot of zero sugar snacks or low calorie snacks. I do a lot of zero sugar muscle milk with the low calorie stuff. But these are personal decisions that I made because my level of understanding at this point in life is very high. It's a lot higher than it was 4 or 5 years ago. I look at pictures of myself 4 or 5 years ago and I'm like, wow, who is this guy? Mind you, I love myself. When I first started transitioning into being more fit and changing my lifestyle, it was hard to look at those older pictures of me. And I'm not a vain person. I don't think I'm quote unquote all that. No, I look at it in shame because I wish that I would have adapted this lifestyle a lot faster. And had I adopted this lifestyle a lot faster, I would be a lot further with fitness and just lifestyle in general than I am now. But we all got a starting point. See, my level of understanding is so high right now. I understand my starting point would not have worked back there, and that's another thing too. What if I tried it and I gave up? I said, no, this is too much for me. Because we do that. We will do that. You know what? God's timing is perfect. Mankind's timing isn't. God's timing is perfect. Mankind's timing is not. Our clocks be off. You know what I'm saying? Look, the battery in my watch died. Go figure, right? That explains it. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Really, really think about it. Think about how many things you tried to do and you just had this plan. You had the perfect plan and it didn't work out. And that's a whole nother conversation in itself. Going back to, going back to the fact that I said that my level of understanding is high right now. I understand that on a high level. I high key understand that the time I took to that step is when the universe spoke to me, God spoke to me, said, yo, it's time to do this. Stop playing, get up. Stop playing, do more cardio. I was going to the gym, paying $20 a month, $19.99 a month at Planet Fitness. Shouts out to them. And BSing. I was in there just throwing weights here and there, hand a couple machines, and I was pretty much doing nothing. Other people might have thought different, but when I look back at it and I think back about it, I was pretty much doing nothing because there was one key factor I was shying away from, and I was BSing. I was not doing enough cardio. By me not doing enough cardio, all I was doing was stacking muscle on top of fat. And when muscle and fat mixes, it looks weird. It looked like your body don't know what it want to do. And this is true, man. Not to disrespect anybody that's in that category right now. I am not doing that. But if you are in that category right now and you're hearing me, think about everything you're doing. There's one or two things that you are not doing that is going to push you a lot further. People with a low level of understanding don't understand that. Say, take business, for example, right? If you're doing business and you look at it and you say, man, yo, let me cut this corner real quick and learn the skill myself. Well, it might take you 6 months to a year to properly learn that skill. And by you taking so long to learn that skill, you just wasted 6 months to a year where you could have paid somebody to do that. You might cut corners. It might cost $1,000 for this professional person to do it. You might spend 500 and try to cut corners on the other 500. You just wasted $500 because had you spent the other $500, you could have got where you needed to be. If you're drop shipping or if you're doing stuff like that, you're flipping clothes, you're flipping your sneakers, and it's gonna cost you $300 less in the long run to order $300 more of something, but you want to go with the low level package. Now you just cut yourself short of your profits. So why do that? Why do that? Why? And a lot of people do this. I've done that before and said, oh no, I'm gonna do it myself. Nah, when I was doing music heavy, I refused to mix and master my own music. I'm not doing it. I've tried it before. I'm not good at it. Not good at it. And the good thing about me, I am a realist with myself and I realize what I am not good at. So if I am not good at something, I realize there are other people that are great at it. If I'm bad at it and XYZ is great at it, XYZ is going to get this money because I need to get it done. I am a realist and I don't play when it comes to quality. I don't play when it comes to a lot of stuff because I like progression. Yeah, boy product. Life of Product Podcast, episode 89. Shouts out to Anchor /Spotify for podcasters. I love y'all. Shouts out to the YouTube community. Rock with me. It's youtube.com/Life of Product Podcast. I am on all streaming platforms. We will be right back with the second part of the show. Gia, what up, man? It's the boy Product. We're now back with the Life of Product Podcast. Let me tell y'all something, man. Shouts out to my peoples. I'm working with 9 websites, 9 online publications. USTimes.com, hustleweekly.com. What we are doing right now, and I'm hooking up with them because I believe in them. We are helping people push their brands. If you need advertisement space, if you need your brand to get out there, I'm going to put the description in the link below. I'm going to put all of that in there. Email me, DM me. Let's get this exposure for you. I got you, man. Gia, the boy Product, Life Product Podcast. I love y'all. Thank you guys for rocking with me and for this long. And I pray that y'all continue to rock with me. I pray I don't get canceled yet. Because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna say something crazy later on. I've said stuff crazy early on. Like for those that have followed the show, kind of tone it down a little bit. I'm trying to place myself in the mom trying to be up there with the Golden State Warriors. You know what I'm saying? But I'm playing, man. I'm playing with y'all. But I love y'all, man. Today's episode is called Level of Understanding. Level of understanding is real. You need to have a high level of understanding out here right now. Let me tell you something. Like I said, God timing is not our timing. This is how real life is, and I try to really share things with y'all from my personal life somewhat. I'm the most openly closed person that you will ever meet. I am a lit loner. I told you guys this. This is the thing. When you have a high level understanding, you realize that anything that happens for a reason, and you have to keep on going to further understand that reason and to get past it. You have to. The people with a high level understanding are not quitters. They don't quit. They don't give up. They don't quit. They could take a beating and keep on going. People with a high level understanding will take a beating and go to the club tonight because they realize that there's a bigger purpose. Want me to keep it real with y'all? I got fired and lost my apartment a couple weeks ago on this same day. Yes, this is how real life is, but I understand my level of understanding is so high. It is what it is. I didn't lose my apartment because I owed money. I actually worked in property management, and the rule was if you get fired, you have to vacate your apartment within 3 days. Is a messed up rule, but I knew what it was. I worked for a company for right under a year. Very horrible company. Very slumlordish. Actually, just to keep it real, I was just there for a paycheck, and I got a discount on my apartment, which was cool. At the end of the day, the details of it, because I'm pretty sure some of y'all gonna ask me. I don't like being lied on. I don't like being lied on. I try to keep it 100% real in everything from my personal life to business life, whether we're doing business outside of work or I'm at work. Don't lie on me. Pretty much in a nutshell, they wanted me to sign a write-up that was false, full of false claims, and I was not doing it. Not doing it. In fact, I'm actually going to be speaking with the lawyer soon just to see if there's something I can do about it. If I can't do nothing about it, then I got to eat that because my level of understanding is so high. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'm not going to cry I'm not crying over nothing another human being does. It's not happening. I will get my lick back before I shed a tear of what another human being does. Level of understanding. People need to understand that you can only win but for so long. You can only win in your personal life for so long. You can only win in business for so long. A lot of people that level up in business, whether it's independently for themselves or if it's for another company, they lose sight of everything. They start feeling themselves. You are a pawn. You are expendable. I don't care if you're the manager. I don't care if you are president, vice president, CFO. You are still expendable like the rest of us. You are expendable. See, the thing is when you play with people with a low level understanding can climb up the totem pole often. They can often climb up the totem pole, and they will not understand that, wow, yo, the more BS that I'm doing to climb up this totem pole, the more weight I'm putting down, and these brackets are going to break. That totem pole is going to break. It's going to break, and you are going to fall further than where you were before you got up the totem pole. People with the low level understanding will feel themselves so much. They will put people into all of these different situations. They will play with people's livelihoods. The problem is in life, when you play with people's livelihood, you are playing with your soul, and they don't get that. You know, I went to school for business. I've been doing business actually pretty successfully over, I'd say, the last 10 years of life outside of work. And the first term you hear is, oh, it's just business. It's just business. It's deeper than business, dog. It's a lot deeper than business. For y'all, it might be business, but for other people, it's not. It's their lives. And I watched that company play with the livelihood of people many, many times. Not just employees. I've seen them play with the livelihood of employees, but not just employees. I'm talking about residents. I'm a very stern person. I'm a very straight to the point person. but I am a caring person at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I will body slam a hater through a wall, but I am still a caring person to those who care about me. And I don't like playing with people. I seen a situation with that company where a young girl was pregnant. She had a husband who had asthma. She had a 2-year-old, and they played with her. The girl's apartment had mold in it. They didn't want to transfer her. It was bad. You can smell the mold when you go into that apartment. I went into that apartment twice, and I went in there once with a property manager who was really cool, and I haven't heard from her in a while, man. Shouts out to Trish. Trisha was a really good, cool person. I don't want to say the other regional manager's name, but we went in there, and that regional manager pretending like she couldn't smell a thing. Uh, the really cool maintenance man who had been there way before we got there told us that apartment had mold in it. It was behind the walls. That is very unsafe. That I don't know what the rules are, the laws, quote unquote, in North Carolina, but where I come from, that is a lawsuit right there. And when they didn't want to transfer this woman, they gave her a whole runaround. So Trisha, being really cool, she took it upon herself and she was proactive. She's like, "I'm gonna transfer you." Well, after transferring her, this company acted like as if murder was committed. And I swear I can't knock on wood, I can't make this up. They acted as if murder was committed and made this woman on the spot sign a sheet of loose leaf paper, which was a binding contract. Her rent, her first apartment was a 3-bedroom apartment. The 2-bedroom apartment, what she was transferred to, was actually more money than the 3-bedroom apartment, and they made her sign a weird piece of paper, a loose leaf paper, which was a binding contract, saying she would pay the difference in increments weekly. And by this time, she had just had her baby, so she couldn't go to work. Only the husband was working. How do you do that to somebody? You can't do that to somebody. That is wrong. And this is what I'm saying. People with a low level of understanding, especially the ones that are doing business, will throw that up, quote unquote, well, it's just business. It's just business for you. It is personal for the people who you guys are playing with. And that's my thing. You can't get out here and play with people. If you want to play, go play with yourself. That came out wrong. If that's what you're doing, look, brother, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you're doing. Get your OnlyFans on. But you can't play with people. You can't pretend that you can't be out here pretending like you don't understand what it is. Because it's gonna come. Karma is a real thing. Why you think so many business people be getting cancer? Why you think so many business people they be dying on trips? They be going on ski trips and they be going on boat trips and dying. I don't know if you guys been noticing, but a lot of high tech people been dying lately. People been killing them, and no disrespect to them, no, their legacy, no disrespect to their families, but there's a reason behind it. I don't know. I don't know if it's over jealousy. I don't know if it's over money. I don't know what the ultimate plan is or why these people are killing them. I don't know if they've done something to these people, but I do know one thing. I do know none of this is coincidental. It's not coincidental. It's really not. It's whether it's a plan collectively or whether it's the energy that was put out into the universe of things that they might have done. Now, again, no disrespect to them or to their families, but none of this is happening just to happen. And this is what I'm saying. We look at the whole Mark Zuckerberg story. I bought the Facebook movie on DVD, dog. This is how long ago it came out, and it was a great movie. I think the kid from Superbad played him really. He did a great job. Really great job. And the funny thing about it, watching Mark Zuckerberg in certain interviews, the kid the way he portrayed him, it was like it seemed that he seemed to have somewhat of the same demeanor when Mark Zuckerberg talked, which I thought was pretty cool. But that kid has the same demeanor in a lot of movies. But look at the Mark Zuckerberg, the Facebook movie. I think it was called The Social Network or something like that. No disrespect to Mark Zuckerberg. I think he's a genius at what he does. But look at what happened when he first acquired what he needed for it. He had made it, and I believe he got like an algorithm from the two guys that were twins. They were like athletes and stuff like that. And this happens all the time, especially in tech business. Had he not got what he needed from them, Facebook would have never been what it is. They would have never acquired Instagram. They would have never acquired WhatsApp. They would have never got none of that. It would have got that was literally the missing piece that he needed, or it would have took longer to get there. Now he had to pay those people a lot of money. It was never disclosed, but there was rumors that it was in billions, or high millions, which I can believe it because the dude he's getting the bag. He's worth it. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve the money that he's getting. He does deserve it, but you got to pay to play. And for him to play the role of, of Facebook, quote unquote, he had to pay them guys a lot of money, which I'm pretty sure is worth it. I'm sure they didn't scratch the surface. Look how much money Facebook is worth. Without Facebook right now, I think the world, even though a lot of new generation will rock with it, the world would not be where it is as far as communication because it kind of segued and opened the door for other social media. G is the boy product, Life of Product podcast. We will be right back with the third part of the show. If you guys need advertisement, if you need anything, korporate.ent at gmail.com or corporate entertainment LLC at gmail.com. That is corporate with the K. We'll be right back. Gia. What up, man? It's the boy Product. We're now back with the Life of Product podcast, man. It's episode 89. Whoa, we got 11 more episodes, man, to, get to that 100. I've been getting a lot of suggestions on what I'm going to do with the 100 episode. And, I've been getting some good suggestions. There's some interesting stuff right there. Yo, one dude was like, yo, you should get some porn stars. No, I'm not. I'm not Adult 22, man. Shouts out to No Jumper. I think that's his thing. You know what I'm saying? I no disrespect the porn stars. If they want to come through, come kick it. But I'm kind of not pressed for that. I'm not. But like I said, we're all human. If they want to show love to the show, come show love to the show. But it's up in the air what I'm going to do for the 100th episode. I've been getting some really, really good feedback and some good ideas. Some of it been off the wall, like that one I just told you about. If the aliens come before that, I want my alien in here. You know what I'm saying? That's an inside joke for a good friend of mine. I'm gonna hit them up, be like, yo, bang, bang, got the aliens here. But yeah, man, it's episode 89 level understanding. Yo, level understanding is real. You better understand where your life is at. You better project it, right? Manifestation is a real thing. Yo, shouts out to Gilly the Kid and Wallow, man. And shouts out to the $1 million worth of game staff. I had actually reposted something in my story and they liked it, man. Yo, I think that's big for me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they recognize the kid. They see what the kid is doing over here, man. I like them guys, man. I like what they're doing. Their story is very inspirational. And I look at people like that because their level of understanding is real. Gilly said something recently. He said, yo, he kept telling people, yo, when my little cousin get out, we about to run things. That means his level of understanding, he knew that was a form of manifestation, but he absolutely knew and put it out there in the universe that when Wallow came home, they was going to get it rocking. And that's exactly what they did. And I respect that. So you can't, level understanding, when you have a high level understanding, you understand that your current situation is not your final destination. Your current situation is not your final destination. You got miles to go. You got way more achievements to get. You might be stagnant for a couple months. You might be stagnant for a year. You might be stagnant for a couple years. So what? So what? The two things you can't do. One, you can't let your situation trap your mind. Two, you cannot let that situation trap your spirit. Don't let it trap your spirit and your mind, because once you do that, then you're gonna see a decline in yourself. You're gonna see yourself going downhill. You're gonna see your mood change. You're gonna see your aspirations change. You're gonna see your money change. You're gonna see your physicality change. You owe it to yourself to keep yourself up. It's okay to have an off day. It's not okay to have off days. Look. It's okay to have an off day. It is not okay to have off days. You owe it to yourself. Why are you doing that to yourself? Like life is life is not a person. You can't fight life. You can't put life in the corner. Bang, bang, bang. I wish you could. I'd have duffed life out already. Let me stop. Go easy on me. I'm playing. I don't want no beef with the universe, man. I don't want no beef with that. You know what I'm saying? But you have to vibrate higher. You could wake up and have the worst day of the week. Walk out your house and smile and don't show it. Because by you not showing it, the universe and life might be like, all right, well, you know what, they're handling it. Let me leave this person alone today. You know what I mean? I told y'all I told y'all on the show a while back, I do one thing a day that makes me happy. As long as I do one thing a day that makes me happy, I can have the worst day of the week. I don't care. As long as I did that one day that week, it'll make me happy. And I started doing that a little over 10 years ago. I started doing that in 2011. Like 2011, 2012, I started doing that. My one thing a day that makes me happy, it might be going to Starbucks. It might be food related. It might be going to the gym. It might be listening to one of my favorite throwback songs from when I was younger or whatever, because hip hop kind of trash nowadays. No disrespect to the younger generation, but y'all bars is horrible. Like it's basura. But that one thing a day, it's 7 days a week. Now you just did 7 things. 7 things that made you happy. So if you start on Monday and you finish Sunday before you go to bed Sunday night, why are you mad? Why are you upset? Why are you still, are you going to allow yourself to keep vibrating that low? Don't do that to yourself. You owe it to yourself to do better, man. And I was a victim of this years ago of not allowing myself to do better. And y'all, I'll be trying to preach to y'all. I just be kicking real facts to y'all, man, because I love y'all that much, man. And I know a lot of people right now that are fighting. These people are fighting to hold on to whatever form of happiness that they still have. They're fighting to hold on to whatever form of dignity that they still have. Because you could lose yourself, yo. You could really lose yourself when you start feeling yourself, your level of understanding lowering. You could really lose yourself because then you start to not care. And that's the biggest problem, when you start to not care. I know people, man, that hit a point in life, they just did not care. They went homeless. They was bouncing around from family member to house to family member house. They were sleeping in different women houses. They was using drugs. They were drinking, and it's scary. That's something I never ever want to be subject to do. I can't fully understand how they got to that point, but I saw their starting point, and that was enough for me. Once I saw that starting point, that right there was enough for me to say, okay, I really got to work hard. Whether it was me physically working, I worked 18 hours a day, whether I was working 16, 18 hours a day, or whether I'm sitting at my laptop all day, eyes hurting, head hurting, answering emails and doing stuff like that. I was doing consulting work heavy at one point. It is honestly, when we keep it real with y'all, some days I would rather go back to the airport and load an airplane for 16 hours a day than sometimes going back to doing consulting work, because it's a lot easier. There were days I said, man, I'd rather deal with the physical pain than the mental pain, because it was a headache. It's a headache sometimes convincing people to spend their hard-earned money with you when they quote unquote think they can do it themselves. I didn't say they could do it. They think they could do it themselves. They ain't gonna do it right. They're not gonna do it right. But how do you convince that person, yo, listen, man, your quality is not good. And I've had to tell people that in like not the nicest way. I was email blasting, doing really, really dope email blasts for people. And the dude showed me his, he's like, nah, well, the reason why I stopped using you is because I'm doing it myself. And it was trash, man. The dude had a Yahoo. Oh man, you had a Yahoo, man. Oh man, and the dude listens to the show, man. I don't mean no disrespect, brother, but everything I'm saying on the show, I told you to your face. You know what I'm saying? And if you ever want to use my services, come back, come on home, brother. Let's get it. But G is the boy product, Life of Product Podcast. This is episode 89, level of understanding. I am not sure what I'm going to do for the 90th show, but I do want y'all to send me some suggestions. Like I said, it's corporate with the K.ent at gmail.com, corporate with the K, entertainment, LLC at gmail.com. Shouts out to my baby Nene. She just turned 16 years old yesterday. Daddy loves you. I wish I had a time machine and a rewind button, because I'm not sure how I feel about that. And she's taller than me. That part I really don't like. I'm playing. I love y'all. I'm out. Gia.
You are now listening to the Life of Produk Podcast.